Good afternoon, everybody. What do you see? A kid on a fun car. Electric already, so quite advanced. Great dreams. It's me, 50 years ago. What do you see here? A young engineer, first day in his office as a timber engineer. One desk, one man, one computer, one project. Great dreams and great expectations. It's me, 25 years ago. What do you see? A businessman surrounded by his staff. Three companies. 5 branch offices, 60 staff, 60 staff, 60 desks, 120 computers. It's me. Now, a man with great dreams, great expectations, and great ventures too. What will you see in 25 years' time? It's up to all of us to create. What did we create so far? We did a nice timber engineering company and several more. We did a lot of buildings, nice big timber buildings, wide span, high rise, no beams, no concrete, basement without concrete. So a lot of nice things. No concrete. No concrete. Why no concrete? Everybody uses concrete. We are all living in a catastrophic time of climate change. You all know this curve. You saw that many times before, earlier this day. And also this thing, you see if I switch over, you see here the red lines. If we want to bring the curve down, we have to stop burning fuel, gas, coal, and oil. And a lot of people think the aviation industry is the main driver. In Switzerland it is, as we heard from Reto. Worldwide it's not. It's just 3%. But the buildings are 40%. And did you know that it's 20% from the erection of the building and 20% of the use? Did you know that 9% of the worldwide carbon emission is coming from the cement production? I think we have to think about this. It would be good to remove the carbon out of the air, as we heard before, and not dig it into the soil, but make building components out of it. How can we do that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, forest does it already. Forest does it already. It produces building materials out of CO2. Worldwide, about 4 billion cubic meters of wood per year. 11 million per day. 450,000 per hour. 7,600 per minute. 127 cubic meter per second. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Noiseless, odorless, and for free. So why don't we use this material for our buildings? I can tell you why. I'm an engineer. I have my hassles with this timber because we have not the performance as concrete has. Concrete is a fine material. It's great. It's worldwide available. It's cheap. It's powerful. But it has an issue. It's destroying our habitat. And therefore, we should use something like timber for our constructions because it collects, stores, and sequesters carbon for a long time. Therefore, we started with this TS3 company. It's doing only columns and slabs, and the main thing is this here, this joint. It's a full force transmit joint where we can make wide slabs for buildings like this, for example. By the way, this Alpina is one of our design projects of TimberTex. I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, with TS3 we did quite a lot of buildings, 26 projects so far, 12,000 square meters so far, and our pipeline is well filled. We have about 85 projects of inquiries, 280,000 square meters and there are many more to come. We have founded 2014. This is my second company. First is TimberTech with about 45. This is my second. We have about 10 million raised so far, 5 million research grants, and 5 million from investors. We need another 2.5 million for growth now. And we are spreading out now from, let's say, scientific and engineering stuff more into sales. So this is a low-risk investment here. Well, you see, there is a lot of timber construction coming. What if I'm so convincing that everybody says, okay, let's stop using concrete, let's start doing timber? Would we have enough wood? And this leads me to the next venture I want to introduce you shortly. This is Scrimber CSC. Would we have enough wood? I'm a little bit scared about this question because I cannot answer it. But I fear the answer would be no. At least it would be surely no if we use the wood as we use it today. If we take a tree as 100% volume and we you process it into glulam or CLT, the parts we use on building sites. So it goes down from 100% to 30%. And we lose a lot of material on the way, which will be fuel, be burned, and be therefore carbon or CO2 emission again. So why don't we take a method, a process, to use all the material all the way down to the tree? Once we cut the tree, we should use everything. And I was looking around because I was interested about this, and I found this Scrimber method where wood is not sawn into planks in a sawmill, but it's crushed with drums. And you don't need to have straight trees. You don't have to really to have long trees. It's not reduced to a certain species. You can use all the species. It's crushed, it's dried, and then re-glued to rectangular pieces. You see that here. It comes off the press like this. If we would be able to do this in a large process, in a continuous press, then we could do something like 600,000 cubic meters a year. It's a raw product, 3 meters wide, 25 millimeters thick, endless process, and it could be the raw material for glulam and CLT, which have a tremendous growth these days. Scrimber CSC is to be founded this year. We have granted start capital already, the grants, and about 230,000 francs from investors promised. We need for a demonstration plant about 10 million, and for a standard plant, as I said, this huge thing, 300 million for a standard plant. So these are the two ventures I introduced to you. There's a lot more fun over there at my booth. Have a look at it and meet us. This is Franz Wirnsberger, the head of the board of TS3, and myself, Stefan Zöllig. Thank you very much.
Stefan, thank you very much. Do we have a question? Yes, over there. Yes? We have a microphone, yes. And Christina is our microphone runner.
Thank you. I think that's pretty forward-thinking. I just have two questions. One is, you said with the Scrimber method, you need to glue it back together. So is there a plastic component involved that we have to take care of later? That's one question. And then the other one, even if you can harvest any type of tree, you still have to harvest trees ideally out of old-grown forests without destroying habitat and biodiversity by cutting the whole forest, right? So, and that's most of the time that's pretty expensive still, as far as I know.
Thank you for these two questions. They are both important, and I would like to answer them. The question is, how much time have you got? No, I try to get a short answer. First, the adhesive, it's very simple. The adhesive is expensive, wood is cheap. So we try to get at least as possible adhesive. We are getting to about, trying to reach about 5%, which seems to be possible. And the adhesive, of course, I will try to do it with a natural adhesive, because everything else is we have to take care afterwards, so we don't solve any problems with that. But natural, sustainable adhesives are more expensive than oil products, that's for sure. So we will have to find a way through. Second, I see in Switzerland we only have sustainably managed forests. So if a tree grows old, one day it falls. And we try to cut it before it falls, so we can take it out of the forest and we leave the rest of the trees. So in Switzerland it's normal. I see in the world we have either forest, an old forest, or plantations. And also with the old forests, for me it's clear to manage the forest sustainably, so that if you're in an old forest, you cut the old trees short before they fall themselves, they die themselves. But this is always very, very regulated by governments and so on. So I think we don't have to say so much about how the forests have to be cut. And of course, I'm interested in sustainable forests all over the world, not only in Switzerland.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. If you have further questions, Stefan Zöllig is right over there and will answer your questions here. Yeah, thank you very much. So.